precinct chair, place 1, precinct 1 in Palo Pinto County. Zachary, welcome.
Thank you very much, Dan. Pleasure being on your show.
Yeah, it's good to get to talk to somebody running for a precinct chair. I don't think most people realize the importance of the precinct chair position.
No,
So
many people don't even know what they do.
most people don't know they exist. They don't know what they do. And we'll talk later about why I think that why that is. But let's tell the voters a little bit about who you are and why you decided to get involved in such an important position.
Well, I felt like the people around me didn't get any fair representation. The people that are supposed to be voting on things like the Turkey Creek and things that affect water prices that generally affect most Americans in our precinct, nobody's voting on them. I feel like if I have any authority to help make life easier on my constituency, that's what I need to do. I was asked to run. I never would have got involved in politics if I could have avoided it, but I felt like God called me to do it. And if I could do anything to help the people around me, I'm here.
And what's the county seat of Palo Pinto?
Technically, it's not even a town. Palo Pinto County has its own, just called Palo Pinto. I call it Palo Pinto proper personally, but it's not incorporated or anything like that. The next closest town is Mineral Wells, and that's where a lot of city government wells that supersedes the government here, but it shouldn't, is through overreach. But I digress.
So Mineral Wells is your closest major town?
Yes, sir. I think 26,000 people. It's not that big, but compared to the county seat, it is.
So how many precincts do you have in your county?
I want to say 24, but don't quote me on that. I have to look at the literature again. That's just off the top of my head.
Well, if you have 24 precincts, you should have roughly 55, 60,000 voters in your county.
Sounds about right.
Is that right? And the reason I say that is the way they apportion precincts is no more than 5,000 voting age population is supposed to be in any one precinct. No more than that. You can have less.
Yes, sir.
You're not supposed to have more. So when they do the
Yes, sir. I know
redistricting,
they recently reduced the amount of precincts in Palo Pinto. The last number I remember was 24, but that could have been updated.
Yeah.
Maybe rent came down to 24.
Well, to me, it's kind of fascinating how all this works. People don't understand how any of it works, but if they did, I think they'd be more likely to be involved, right? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do is educate people. But the reason we have no more than 5,000 people in a precinct is because Plato said that it can survive if any one person represents more than 5,000 people.
I hadn't heard that quote. I'm a big fan of Plato.
But that's why we have. Well, that's why we have it, and people don't realize it. It's like, why do we have 150 representatives and 31 senators in Texas?
I suppose so the people would have equal representation from, I guess, the aristocracy or the Senate, and have, I guess, the average person's vote. That's why there's more. That's the only logical argument I can think of.
Well, they would come up with a way to figure out how many to have, I guess. But when
Yeah.
the Republic of when it was Texas was set up, they chose 150 representatives because there's 150 Psalms, and there's 31
Oh wow, I wasn't aware of that
Proverbs.
connection.
There's 31 Proverbs, and that's why we have 31 state senators.
Yeah, that is fascinating. I wish I'd been told that sooner.
Well, you probably right now you'll have 2 pieces of information you'll be the smartest guy in your county right now.
I feel like it sometimes. Some people will testify to that, but I don't think they're right. I feel smart, but not that smart.
Well, you'll have some interesting information anyway.
Yes, sir. I can attest to that.
But that's kind of what I like to do is I like to just kind of inform people of these little things, and it resonates with them. You know, they wow, I didn't know that. So you're giving them some good information. So that's something you can tell your people as you knock on doors to get elected. Some interesting tidbits, and they'll remember you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a big history buff. I love learning new things about history all the time. I was reading about um, Andrew Jackson. That's actually who I named my son after. And I was always told that he beat somebody in Congress with a hickory stick. Come to find out, it was Sam Houston. I know. I learn new stuff every day. I've been telling everybody that was an Andrew Jackson event, and then internet corrected me.
Well, that's interesting. Well, so let's tell the voters about you. What do you do for a living?
Well, I had been a cashier for Brookshire's for a while. I'm self-employed currently. I don't know if I can say I'm gainfully self-employed, but I run a small eBay store. I'm doing a gumbo pop-up every now and then. I sell commercial signs for a sign at a Santo VIP signs and graphics, like
So
wall
you're,
signs for buildings and displays like that. But I digress. It's enough on what I do for a living.
well, we're a small business person, entrepreneur.
Yeah, very small.
Yeah.
Working on it.
Well, everything starts small, right?
That is absolutely true.
But at least you started. Most people don't.
Yeah.
So let's tell the voters what's the
You know,
role
if
of
we
the
don't get
precinct
involved,
chair.
nobody will.
That's right. What's the
Oh,
role
I'm
of the
sorry, what?
precinct? Let's tell the voters what's the role
Well, as
of
I
the precinct
understand
chair.
it, I'm responsible for trying to make sure the vote gets out
Mhm.
and also attending meetings and voting on things underneath the county chair.
Mhm. Yeah, you make up the executive committee of the county party. So you are the party, right? It's the primary voters.
Yes, sir.
Those are the people that vote in the primary. They're the Republican Party, and you represent them at the county level as a board, effectively a board member of the executive. You're the executive committee of the county party. So you tell the county chair what to do effectively, right? He runs the meetings.
Yes,
He's
sir.
the spokesman, but he does what you tell him. So he's there to serve you, to help you, and give you the tools you need to engage your voters. And your primary function is to run the primary. That was the primary function of the parties, right? The Democrat Party is supposed to run the Democrat primary. The Republican Party is supposed to run the Republican primary, and the executive committee of each county is charged with running the primary in their county, right?
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately, that's being that's that's being screwed up because of electronic voting. Do you have
Absolutely. That's one thing the Conservative Party really wants to fix, get ballots.
and how the way to do that is decided at your county level by your county commissioners. Your county commissioners make that decision, not the state, not the Congress, not the president, your county commissioners.
Good
But
to
most
know.
of them don't know it.
Right? That's the biggest problem. People don't know.
Yeah. So part of your role will be to educate them. And I'll help you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
What type of election system do you have in your county?
I couldn't honestly tell you, besides it's been the machines basically that print out a hard copy that's supposedly scanned, but
Mhm.
I it's all been on machines.
So you have probably the Hard Inner Civic Duo 2, sounds like Hart Inner Civic.
Yeah, it'll take a while for I learn the lingo. Remember, I haven't even been elected yet, but I'm a
You'll
fast
figure
learner
all
when
this
I
stuff
actually get the
out.
data.
I suspect it's Hard Inner Civic, and on their logo, it says marching toward democracy.
But aren't we a Democratic Republic?
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought too. That's what Michael Mass taught me in college.
Yeah. But they want a democracy. That's why I want to get rid of the machines.
Yes, sir. I'm a fan of that too.
Well, we'll
It's
be
too
happy
easy.
to
No
help
matter
you
what kind of
out.
machine it is, it can be programmed or fixed, even
Well,
mechanically.
whether they are or not, to me, is not the question. It's the perception for sure is that they can. I have a
Yes, sir.
commissioner tell me, well, I haven't given them any evidence. I said, okay, then why do 17 counties in Texas have more people vote than they have registered voters? That's not, but
That's
that's not
definitely a
evidence
discrepancy.
to them, right? I don't need
Yes,
anything else. So to me, if you have a system that voters don't have confidence in, and no elected official can prove that they won, and there's no way to verify the count, why would you use that system?
a logical person wouldn't unless you had another argument why you should.
And they can't argue why you should. Plus, it costs a bloody fortune. It's about
Oh,
100
sure.
times more expensive to use a machine than it does paper.
I can
So why
consider
are we
that, but I bet
wasting
you that.
taxpayer money on something that the voters don't want, that people don't have confidence in?
Yes, sir. Fiscal responsibility is one thing I'd like to run on. I don't know what kind of influence I would have over it, but I want to make sure that I'm a good steward of taxpayer dollars for this county and precinct.
Well, the best way to do that is just to show up at your school board meetings, your commissioner meetings. And if you get a few people to go with you, you'll transform your county. All of a sudden, they'll quit spending money unnecessarily. If they see citizens there, then the good people that you elect will start doing their job. The problem that our elected officials have, I believe, is they get elected and maybe some big donors give them some money to help them win, but the voters aren't there to support them. So when the county judge or the school board superintendent or the school superintendent comes in and gives their presentation, there's no citizens there to counter it, and they don't think of the right questions to ask. So they
Yes,
just
sir.
pass it, right? So it becomes top down instead of bottom up, and it's because the
Exactly.
citizens are
That's
not
what I
there.
want to reverse, sir.
And all you have to do, in my opinion, inform your precinct and get a few people to go with you and just show up. You don't say a word, just be at these meetings and listen. And number one, you'll have the real information. You'll see how things really are working. Then you'll know, and then you can get familiar with your elected officials and they'll start listening to you because they're not bad people.
No, most of them are not.
They want to do the right thing, but they don't know what the right thing is. But the citizens do, right?
Yes,
They're not
sir.
supposed to listen to the citizens, but if the citizens are busy on their cell phone or watching football or otherwise being entertained, they're not
Participating in the
doing their
Brilliant
job
Circus. Yeah.
because we're the boss, they're our employee, and when the boss is away, what happens to any business? Collapses.
Well,
Even
yeah.
though they're great employees, but they need direction. So it's the
Sure.
citizens that need to show up, and we can transform Texas, starting in Palo Pinto County.
So if I understand you right, the problem is compliance. Enough people being involved and complying with this, not complying with this, but participating.
Yeah, that's right. That's my theory, and it doesn't take very many.
No,
You
too
get
many of
three
us
or
been
four
passive
people,
and
you'll
expect
transform.
somebody to save us when we have to get involved at the local level.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Everybody wants to look at Trump, but they need
Yeah,
to
I've
be
seen
looking
that
in the
too, but
mirror because Trump's not going to be around much longer.
forever, no. I completely understand. You can't depend
And he
on one
doesn't have
person. The one person
anything.
you can depend on at the end of the day is yourself.
Yep, and he doesn't have much effect on your county.
No, he really didn't.
But your county can have a big effect on him.
Absolutely.
So, but so do you just have one opponent?
Yes, sir. I'm just running against Joe Maddox.
And has he been the incumbent there for a while?
I believe so. I don't know how many years congruent he's run or concurrent, excuse me, but I'm fairly certain the same kind of people have been in charge for a long time, and I don't think there's anybody really to change his place if something were to happen to him. So I figured I better get in there just because he's so geriatric. No offense to the man, he's a sweet guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we need to get some younger people in to the party at all levels.
Exactly, at all levels, we need young people who are actually paying attention and can get out there and interact with the public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they know how to use technology and to communicate and get things done, you know.
Absolutely, technology is a game changer.
Yeah, it sure is. Look what we're able to do right here today.
Absolutely. I mean, 20 years ago, this would have been crazy futuristic sci-fi stuff, and here we are.
Yeah.
Imagine what we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Still waiting on that flying car.
Yeah, that'd be handy. I could use a couple of those. I need a flying truck. I need it.
Right.
Can I
Needs
pull a
some
20,000 pound trailer with that flying car?
Have to have a pretty big engine, I imagine, but I can dream.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. All right, Zachary. So anything, do you have a website or Facebook page or anything people could find more info about?
Absolutely. You can look at my Facebook page. I've got a private one that I've got one for my small business. It's Price Right LLC. You can find me under my name, Zachary Price, and there's an image of me in a blue shirt working a fireworks stand. That's my cover photo.
Well, that's an explosive image.
Well, no explosions, thank God. But
so you're going to explode on the scene.
yes, sir. I'm full of enthusiasm.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the voters about why they should choose Zachary Price?
Don't think twice. Just vote Zach Price.
I like it. That's good.
Right. My wife came up with that one.
Don't think twice. Vote Zachary Price.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
No, that's really good. Very, very creative. Yeah, well, I like it.
Yes, sir.
Not only that, we need some younger people with some new ideas and sense of humor, and who can think outside the box.
Yes, sir. They do exist. I mean, some people talk bad about the younger generation, but again, a lot of people just don't know any better. They don't realize they need to get involved, or it will go the way of the dodo.
Yeah. Well, we can change it.
Absolutely. I am very confident in that fact, but so many young people are disillusioned.
It's one person, one precinct, one county at a time.
Amen, brother.
We only have 3,147 counties in America and only 254 in Texas. So it's not
right. I like those odds.
So we just have to do it.
Yeah, that's the key right there.
A lot of people talk, but not many people do. And nothing makes me feel better as a county chair and somebody that helps county chairs to see younger people get involved and have contested precinct races. That to me is a good sign. And I told my executive committee, when I have every one of my precincts with contested precinct chair races, that's when I'll be able to say I've done a good job.
Absolutely. The framers will be proud to see people actually involved.
That's right. That's right. That's why we're rolling out about 254 websites. Well, one for every county, civic websites. And our header is "Make Our Founders Proud." So we're going to make it to where anybody can use it, and all their civic engagement stuff's right there. You can get anything from the 10 Commandments to the Democrat Party platform if you want to read it, which I think everybody ought to read, and the Republican Party platform. which I think everybody ought to read. And you won't have any Democrat votes if people would just read those two documents. They can read the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Texas Constitution. They can register to vote on our site. They can see who their elected officials are, go to their website, get their phone number anywhere in Texas. We got a lot of information on there. And we have
That's
a
wonderful. People need
calendar.
access.
And we're going to have a way for you to earn money and benefit your party if you want on there. We're going to sell ads or sponsorships on there, and we're going to split that with local parties and precinct chairs.
Very good. That will help a lot because a lot of money in here. I mean, technically I don't get a paycheck at all, but there's fringe benefits just by being associated with people with money.
Well, you get around good, like-minded people, you know.
Yes.
That's worth a lot, you know. But we can do some things and we can engage the community. And that's what I'm trying to do. And people, you know, I'm interviewing governor candidates, state senate, Congress, and somebody said, well, what are you doing interviewing precinct chairs? I said, they're the most important by far. I want
Yes, sir.
the precinct chairs are the most important elective office in the land. If people understood how the process works, they'd get it. And you get people to your precinct conventions and your county convention and your state convention, because our party platform is built starting at the precinct convention after the primary. And that's how you become a delegate to the state. And then you get elected to go to the county convention. They sort out from all the precincts and push up the resolutions that they want part of the platform there. They get voted on. And if you do a good job and get the vote out in your county, in your precinct, then you get more delegates because it's more of votes the governor got in the election, right?
All right.
So that's how your delegate count is determined. You get one delegate per 25 votes in the governor's race for your party. So if the Republican Party gets 100 votes in your precinct, you're going to get 4 delegates. If it gets 125,
Yes.
you're going to get 5. Same with the Democrats. If they get their candidate gets 50 votes, they're only going to get 2 delegates. So people don't understand the importance of the primary election. That's how everything's calculated on a large scale across the state and apportioning a lot of different things. So if you then they'll understand why it's important for them to show up and vote. And they have a lot of good choices. We got a lot of good choices for governor, for U.S. senator, for attorney general. There's some good people out there running.
Yes, sir. I've heard.
So as I interview people across the state, it just really makes me feel, sometimes it just feels like you're beating your head up against a wall. But when I see these fantastic people out there, people like you, I interviewed a guy in Tarrant County running for precinct chair, phenomenal. State reps, Congress people. We have some outstanding people willing to step up and serve the citizens of Texas. So it really gives me hope. Texas is going to be in good hands if we can just go back to hand-marked, self-authenticated, tangible ballots that can be verified. That's the foundation of our republic.
Agreed.
County parties back in charge of the primary elections, because they'll become the workers and the judges. But when they went electronic, they kind of neutered the parties. They become less relevant, right? Because that was their primary function. So when they bring the EA in, which is an unelected position, and they build a whole new bureaucracy in a county that we do not need, that sucks more money away from the taxpayer. And then they buy all these machines. You're probably spending $500,000 for those or more. That's totally an unnecessary expense. I'd
Oh no,
rather,
that could go to public works or some kind of economic improvement, bring commerce, anything.
or give it back to the taxpayers.
Oh sure, I'm a big fan of that. That's a one way
Well,
stimulate the economy right there.
exactly. I don't get it. But if you look at see who owns the insurance companies and the voting machines, then you'll start to see
And
where our
then,
money's going.
yes sir.
Do a little research. It'll blow your mind. And we just let them
Yeah.
take it. We just let them take it. I don't.
Oh, I'm addicted to learning. I love to do my research.
Well, that's good. Well, I look forward to working with you, Zachary. And I'm going to stop the record button here and stay on for just a minute. And I'll give you some information. And good luck on your race. And you want to say your Facebook again was Zachary Price LLC?
Zachary Price is my personal. The business one is Price Right Ventures LLC.
Price Strike Ventures LLC. And
Yes,
Zachary
sir.
Price is your personal Facebook.
Yeah, but anybody's more than welcome to go onto my personal Facebook. I don't mind at all.
Well, very good. Well, I appreciate your time. Good luck on the trail, and we'll see you on March 3rd.
Absolutely, you sure will. Thank you very much.
Have a good afternoon.